cursed or spooky things around the world. You know, cursed objects are a funny thing, and by funny, I mean terrifying, because just look at them. Not to mention touching. Feels forbidden. There are many accounts from paranormal sources of what some researchers have called possessed possessions, items to which ghosts and negative spirits become attached. Older, antique items seem to be especially prone to attachments like this and can include anything from books to mirrors, jewelry, decorative items, clothing, and much more. In the following sections, I list some of the most famous haunted objects in history. Welcome to Brave Channel. You won't want to miss number 1, so make sure you stay until the end. Kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button. The Annabelle doll. The doll's name comes from the alleged girl who possesses it. In the early 1970s, a young college student named Donna gave the doll to Ed and Lorraine Warren, a now famous, courtesy of the aforementioned big screen horror films, pair of paranormal investigators. Originally, Donna received the doll as a gift from her mother, who purchased it at an antique shop. Over time, Donna and her roommate noticed that the doll had a tendency to move, be it from locations throughout the apartment or positions, upright, legs crossed, etc. Later, after these realizations, things escalated. Donna would find notes reading help in the apartment, and one night even came home to Annabelle repositioned and covered in a red substance. That's when she decided to contact the medium. Sure-footed in the answer, the medium told the girls the doll was inhabited by the spirit of someone who was killed in their building. However, when their cautious friend Lou voiced his concerns that something more sinister was afoot, the story goes that Annabelle attacked and killed Lou when he got up to investigate noises while hanging out at the girls' apartment one night. At their wits' end, the girls contacted the Warrens via a priest, who decided the doll contained a demon straight from hell. When an exorcism failed to do the trick, the Warrens agreed to move the doll to a secure location, inside a glass box at their museum in Connecticut. The Hope Diamond. It's one of the most famous diamonds in the world, so maybe this isn't so surprising. Although many have speculated that reports of a curse are simple efforts to increase the object's air of mystery. Let's indulge a bit, shall we? In its earliest form, the diamond, which was most likely cut from a mine in India, is said to have been stolen from a statue. The thief was subjected to an extremely unfortunate death. This kicked off what seemed to be a string of upsetting fates for many of the individuals who owned or even touched it over the years. Jacques Colt died by suicide. Princess de Lamballe was killed in a massacre in the French Revolution. And merchant Jean Lee Travner was mauled by wild dogs. Just to name a few. You can breathe a sigh of relief though, because since Harry Winston donated the diamond to the Smithsonian in 1958, the alleged curse seems to have abided. The Terracotta Army. Okay, so maybe this one isn't so much as cursed as it is the hairbringer of an extremely unfair situation, but I'll let you decide. Farmers discovered the iconic terracotta figurines of warriors, chariots, and horses, which depict the army of the first emperor of China in 1974. The works of art were buried with the emperor in 210 BC to commemorate his empire, and the area has since become a destination for travelers all around the world to cross off their bucket lists. Over time, though, the farmers and the land they lived off of became overshadowed by the government, businessmen, and third-party officials who wanted nothing more than to gaze and profit upon the warriors. And wouldn't you know it, the farmers received not a dime for the find. In fact, their 2,000-year-old village, which originally believed that disturbing the army would cause misfortune, was, sure enough, unfortunately, claimed by the state and demolished, only to be substituted for gift shops. The Dark Mirror. The world's only mobile museum of the unexplained holds this mysterious reflector, which seems to literally take on a life of its own. The museum obtained it from the original owner, who purchased it while attending a psychic fair in the Columbus area. That same owner said they were struck with very upsetting visions when gazing into the scary mirror's dark reflection. According to the museum, visitors also claim to have reported uncomfortable sightings, such as their own corpse, when gazing into the reflective glass. A phone number? Whether you consider this an object or not is up to you. I'm on Team Object. But it was just too wild to leave off this list. In short, several people who had their phone number 0888-888-888 have died in pretty intense fashions. The number's first holder, former Mobidel CEO Vladimir Grajnov, died of cancer at just age 48 in 2001. The number was then passed to a Bulgarian mob boss who was shot and killed by assassins in 2003. After that, the number became businessman Konstantin Gislis until he was fatally shot outside of a restaurant in 2005. The number was suspended after that, and mobile phone company Mobitel did not provide details as to why. The Dibbuk box. Obtained by paranormal fanatic Zach Bagin in 2017, this well-known wine box is allegedly possessed by a Dibbuk, which, in Jewish mythology, is a malicious and possessing demon. The item, which inspired the 2012 horror film The Possession, gained attention when it was auctioned on eBay in 2001 by a man who claims he bought it at an estate sale and its original owner was a survivor of the Holocaust. The man reported encountering strange activity occurring when the box was around, including horrific nightmares. The object was made even more famous in 2018, when the singer Post Malone touched it on an episode of Ghost Adventures and has reportedly been dealing with the consequences ever since. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future amazing videos.